Hello and welcome to Pedro's Movie Cavern. My name is Pedro. This is my movie cavern, and this is my favourite 60s films, I guess you could say. There are a lot of movies from the 1960s that are just fantastic movies. So I've got 10 films that I adore and 3 films that I love, but I didn't want to put them into a top 10. It's not even a top 10. It's just, I guess you could say it's 13 films from the 1960s that I love. I'm gonna go with the honorable mentions first, and I know like a lot of people are gonna be like, "How is that not in your top 10 with the first film?" And having seen other people's videos on their favorite films from the 60s, this is always their number 1 film of the 1960s. And now I love this movie, but it's long and it's not a film that I find myself going back to more and more. But it's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Like I said, I love this movie. I do adore this movie. But again, it's a long movie. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as people proclaim it is. It's a very good movie, but it's not like the goat of westerns. There are better westerns, in my opinion. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for saying that The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is not the best western of the 60s, but it is a fantastic movie nonetheless. It's just one that I don't watch as often as I watch the others. Then we have a short sort of 1960s sci-fi movie from... Who directed it? I know who directed it. Sorry, Terence Fisher. It's a short, it's only like an hour and 15 minutes long, I think it is. But it's the movie The Earth Dies Screaming. This is about a alien invasion in a small British like village. It only has a very small cast of characters. It stars Willard Parker, Virginia Field, Dennis Price. And it's about these robots that take over the UK, and they manage to find a way of destroying these robots by changing some sort of radio frequency. Like I said, it's only short, it's black and white, but it's a lot of fun, and I love the aesthetic of a completely deserted, small British English town where everybody holds up in the pub. There's another film called The Night of the Big Heat with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. That's set on an island, and that also has like the majority of it set in a British pub on this island. So you'll see the like sort of theme of pubs showing up in a lot of British sci-fi films from the 1960s. There's some more British sci-fi movies in this list. There's also some more westerns as well. So yeah, so that's The Earth Dies Screaming. Then a film from when I was a kid. Really enjoy this film. I'm not a huge fan of Cliff Richard, but I do really like this movie. I think it's from when I was a kid. It used to be on every Easter, or it used to be on... it used to be on every Easter, because obviously the weather was getting better, and Easter was just a time for this film. There was a time for... I think it was like Back to the Future was on. In the 80s and the 90s, these films kind of appeared on BBC One and BBC Two every year. And it's the movie Summer Holiday, which stars obviously Cliff Richard and the Shadows. It also has Laurie Peters, Melvin Hayes, Teddy Green, Jeremy Bulloch, who, if you don't know who Jeremy Bulloch is, he is Boba Fett. Una Stubbs, Pamela Hart, Jacqueline Darrell, Lionel Merton, Madge Ryan, Nicholas Phipps, and guest stars The Shadows and their guitars, and Ron Moody. Yeah, it's a fun little musical movie. Looks gorgeous on this Studio Canal release as well. Really nice colours. So yeah, it's just like a fun movie that kind of nostalgic for me. So then we get into the 10 movies. I mean, those were just some honorable mentions. Like I said, don't come at me for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I do love that movie, just not as much as I watched these other movies. So the first one is a Hammer movie from 1967, I believe. Or 1967. This is the film version of the Quatermass and the Pit. I adore this film. This film scared the shit out of me when I was younger. This release looks fantastic as well. I know this is coming out on 4K as well from Studio Canal. Well, I think it's Studio Canal. Yeah, because this is Optimum and Studio Canal. And yeah, this movie is just really, really, really good. It's such a great, underrated British sci-fi movie produced by Hammer, or made by Hammer, should I say. Directed by Roy Ward Baker, the well-known director, starring Andrew Keir, James Donald, Barbara Shelley, and Julian Glover. Original story and screenplay by Nigel Neal. Yeah, Quatermass and the Pit, absolutely great movie. Again, there's moments in this that are set in a pub. Then we have one of the most epic World War II movies of all time with a huge cast. There's so many cast members in this that the only thing they've put on the back of this for the cast is the name of the film, and then with 48 international stars. And the movie is The Longest Day, a World War II epic about the D-Day landings on the 6th of June 1944. As you can see on the cover, you have John Wayne, I think that's William Holden? Can't remember. It's been a while now. Robert Mitchum, and as it said, like I said on the back, it says with 48 international stars. But there are so many recognizable people in this movie, from Edward Fox to Sean Connery, and Richard Burton, I believe, is in this as well. But it's a great movie. So it was directed by 3 different people. It was directed by Ken Anakin, who did the UK or the British, directed the British soldiers parts. Then you've got Andrew Martin, who directed the US parts, and then Bernhard Vicky, who did all the German stuff. But this is epic. There's this shot in this movie, which is like a one shot, which goes from, it's like a one shot aerial shot, and it follows these soldiers as they go from one side of a canal straight round to the other side of the canal under heavy fire. And it's a phenomenal movie. But yeah, The Longest Day, probably in my eyes the second greatest World War II movie of all time. Love this movie, love it. And what year is this from? 1962. Then we have another Western. This is still sealed. I didn't realise this was sealed. Again, a great movie. Fantastic film. I can watch this over and over again. It's been remade. In fact, this in itself is a remake, and it's the Magnificent Seven, starring Yul Brynner, Stephen Queen, Eli Wallach, Robert Vaughn. Who else is in it? Robert Vaughn. I can't read it properly. James Coburn. Brad something, Charlie B, and Charlie Bronson. Yeah, awesome Western. I know they made a series of sequels, like The Magnificent Seven Returns and stuff, but nothing will beat this one. It is a fantastic Western. Obviously, we know this as a remake of The Seven Samurai, which was also then remade many times. I think there was another remake in the early 2000s or mid-2000s, which is a British film, called Ironclad, which starred James Purefoy as a Templar who, along with 6 other Templars, are hired to protect a castle. And it's got Brian Cox in it as well. It's a fantastic movie. And I think it's Paul Giamatti is in it, I think. But yeah, Magnificent Seven, cracking movie, remade in 2011. with Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke. I can't remember who else is in it. I've got the steelbook right by here. Who else was in it? Vincent D'Onofrio, Byung-hun Lee, and Peter Sarsgaard. Music by James Horner. Oh, 2016 this was made. Directed by Antoine Fuqua. But yeah, the original Magnificent Seven, let me get that back in there. It's just a great movie. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of the Western version of another film that's coming up shortly. But yeah, I love this movie. Then we have a kind of depressing movie that deals with atomic war and stuff. It's not like a monster movie or anything. It's more or less a prepper film. And it was one of 2 films, I believe, that were directed by Ray Milland. It's called Panic in Year Zero. This is a great movie. It follows a family as they're on their way on vacation outside of Los Angeles when there is news of a nuclear war, an atomic attack on multiple cities around the US, and they basically kick into gear. Well, the father kicks into gear. The father is played by Ray Milland, and he kind of knows what to do in a situation like this, which is quite interesting. And it's like the first time I've ever seen sort of prepper on screen, and he kind of nails it in this. This is the only bad thing I can say about this film is the soundtrack is a little bit off-putting. It kind of doesn't work with the sort of downbeat nature of the movie. I'm not saying this is like a super depressing movie. It's not The Road or anything, but the music is sort of like jazzy, upbeat, and it really doesn't work because there's an almost rape scene in this film. But yeah, this is a great movie. If you want to learn a bit more about this, there is a Trailers from Hell video on YouTube from Joe Dante where he's talking about this movie. It's a great little film. Now, British sci-fi from 1961, starring Edward Judd and... oh my god, my eyes are so bad. Janet Monroe and Leo McKern, directed by Val Guest. It's just a brilliant, The Day the Earth Caught Fire. It's about the Earth being knocked off its axis because of nuclear testing, which has now sent the Earth hurtling towards the sun. I say hurtling, it's moving towards the sun. But yeah, it's a great movie. It follows Edward Judd's character, who is a reporter for, I believe it's the Daily Telegraph or the Times. I think it's the Times or the Telegraph. There we go. I'm not sure. But he meets Janet Monroe's character, who's a secretary in the. I think she works for the paper. I think she's a secretary for the paper, and they kind of form a bond and a relationship, and it's all about how they navigate through this sort of upcoming chaos, or the chaos that ensues with knowing that the world's possibly going to end because it keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. There's fantastic scenes in this movie. There's one where London is completely covered in fog. There's one where the camera pans out and shows that the River Thames has completely been dried out. There's a very small role, like a very early role for Michael Caine as a police officer in this. And it's just fantastic. And it had a really cool thing at the end as well, where there was 2 options as to whether or not the Earth survived or the Earth was destroyed, and it was up to you to choose what you believed was going to be. It was like an open-ended, ambiguous ending, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. The BFI Blu-ray is great. I would like to see this on 4K, but the Blu-ray looks absolutely stunning. All right, I'm going to have a drink because it's boiling hot still. I don't know why. So the reason why I put The Good, the Bad and the Ugly as a honourable mention is because I have a lot more fun watching A Fistful of Dollars. Now this is, again, this is sort of like a remake of a Western remake of another film, which was the movie Yojimbo, which was directed by Akira Kurosawa. This is obviously Sergio Leone's movie. I believe he got sued by Akira Kurosawa for using the plot of Yojimbo as the basis of this film. But it's about a drifter who drifts into a small town where there are two sides, like two sides of the town that are warring against each other. There's like two gangs. Who's the other person who's I can't remember. But it's got Marion Cox, John Wells, W. Lakshmi S. Rupp, Joe Edger. Can't remember now. But yeah, and he kind of plays the two sides against each other. A bit like the movie Django from Sergio Corbucci. Is it Sergio Corbucci? Yeah, the movie with Franco Nero. But yeah, I have a lot more fun with this movie than I do with, say, like A Few Dollars More or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Even though I think all three films are fantastic, there's just something about this one that I just find more fun. I think it's because I'm a huge fan of Yojimbo, that I really love the story of the idea behind a drifter playing two warring sides against each other for his own benefit. I mean, they did it again in... Walter Hill did it in The Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis in 1995, which is a good film. It's a sort of 1920s Western version of the Yojimbo and this, but with John Woo style gunplay. It's directed by Walter Hill, who does actually give credit to Akira Kurosawa in the opening credits of that. But yeah, Fistful of Dollars, great movie. Then we have this, which I love this movie so much. I know Stuart George is a big fan of this film as well. This is a movie that I watched over and over and over again as a child. It's the movie that sort of desensitized me to screen violence and gore and blood. When I was very young, because my parents would, well, my mum would be like, you don't need to be scared, it's just tomato ketchup, it's not real blood. And it's the movie The Time Machine, starring Rod Taylor, directed by George Powell, and based on H.G. Wells' novel of the same name. There are a few things that are slightly different in this than are in the novel. But in essence, it's pretty much spot on. I guess I obviously prefer this version to The Time Machine, directed by H.G. Wells' great-great-grandson, Simon Wells, the Guy Pearce version from 2002. But this version, oh my God, I love it. Great Rod Taylor performance in this movie as George. You've got Alan Young as Philby, who plays like three different roles, or two different roles. He plays Philby and then Philby's great-grandson, or grandson, then his great-grandson, set in the 1960s when the nuclear bombs go off and it causes a, I don't know, volcanic eruption or some weird shit like that. And yeah, I just think it's a phenomenal movie. It's massively underrated, I believe, in sci-fi, like this era sci-fi. I think people talk more about like The Thing and This Island Earth and War of the Worlds, and always kind of gloss over The Time Machine. But it's just a great movie. Yvette Mimieux is in this as Weena, which is a strange name, but it's good. The Morlocks are absolutely terrifying. Well, they were terrifying when I was a 5-year-old child. But yeah, I love this movie. Russell Garcia's score is also phenomenal and sounds so different to any other score that kind of came out around the early 60s, the late 50s, early 60s. It has a more cinematic feel than some of the earlier sci-fi movies. But yeah, this film's just fucking great. It's phenomenal. Then we have The other film, which I kind of said was like a Western version of this movie, it's not really a Western version of this movie, it's just another film that has a shit ton of people in it. But this is one of my favourite war films of all time, and I've seen this movie multiple times, and I love it. And it's The Dirty Dozen, directed by Robert Aldrich and starring Lee Marvin. Oh God, who's in it? Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, Charles Bronson, Jim Brown, John Cassavetes, Richard Jekyll, George Kennedy, Trini Lopez, Ralph Mika, Robert Ryan, Telly Savalas, Clint Walker, and Robert Webber. Absolutely bonkersly over-the-top action movie from 1967, sorry. Love it. Love it. It was like round about this time, there was a lot of these men on a mission movies. Like this, there was The Devil's Brigade, Kelly's Heroes, another film which I'm going to be talking about in a minute, which is not Kelly's Heroes, but it's just a good movie. What, a good movie? It's a fucking great movie. And this one kind of stood out to me as being the most fun of the majority of those type of men on a mission movies. I mean, there's a really great one with Rod Taylor that came out in like 1968, I think it was, or 1969, called Dark of the Sun, which is not necessarily a World War II movie, but it is a movie about a group of men a group of mercenaries, should I say, on a mission in Civil War affected Africa. And it's a brutal movie, but it's a fantastic movie. But yeah, The Dirty Dozen it's just a lot of fun. Lee Marvin is awesome as Reisman in this. I did have a poster, but I don't have that anymore. It used to be framed. I think I got rid of it when we moved because the frame had smashed and I didn't want to like cut myself trying to get the thing out of the frame. But yeah, The Dirty Dozen, because of this, I kind of fell in love with the style, the gritty style that Robert Aldrich brought to movies like this, and Too Late the Hero, and there was another film we were talking about, well, they were talking about on Jim's Shooting the Shit with Alan last night, and I said it was directed by Robert the Dirty Dozen Aldrich. I can't remember what film it was though, my brain's gone absolutely shit. But yeah, I love the way that he directs action. Like him, John Sturges, I think, were sort of underrated filmmakers. I think there was the three of them. It was John Sturges, no, four of them, sorry. John Sturges, John Frankenheimer, Robert Aldrich, and Don Siegel all kind of had this really cool sort of macho style to how they directed war films or crime films. And that's what kind of made me fall in love with World War II and like 70s crime cinema. I mean, this is just such a great movie. And another World War II movie, and it's not Kelly's Heroes, even though Kelly's Heroes is a fantastic film. The one I'm talking about today is Where Eagles Dare with Clint and Richard. It's such this is a proper full-on action movie with twists and turns and just spies and double crosses, and like the action in this movie for a film that's from what, 1968, like you don't see this sort of big budget action outside of a James Bond movie, and James Bond didn't even hit this level of fucking action in like Dr. No or From Russia with Love or For Your Eyes Only. Was it For Your Eyes Only? Who did For Your Eyes Only? I can't remember what order the Bond movies go in now. But this is like a huge, big budget, explosive action adventure movie based on the Alistair MacLean novel. It stars, like I said, it stars Clint Eastwood, it stars Richard Burton as a British military officer and an American officer who, with a group of soldiers who are dropped behind enemy lines. And it's just so fucking good. It's so much fun. It's got a great score to it. It's got great performances. It's got great action. It's tense. It's exciting. There's a shootout in a hallway where I don't think Clint reloads his MP4 once. I think he has like an endless supply, an infinite supply of bullets. And it's so much fucking fun, and I love it. And it's probably my second favorite. No, it's my first favorite war film, because I said that my second favorite war film was the Longest Day. So this would probably be my third favorite war film, and Where Eagles Dare is my first favorite war film. It's so good, and I love World War II movies. I watch a lot of them. And to top this video off, to end this video, it has to be 1968's Charlton Heston sci-fi awesomeness that is The Planet of the Apes. This is the collection. This has Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from Planet of the Apes, Conquest of Planet of the Apes, and Battle for the Planet of the Apes. But none of the sequels come close to being a 5-star movie like the first Planet of the Apes from 1968. It's such a great movie. Charlton Heston is on top form as Taylor. You've got Linda Harrison as Nova. You've got Roddy McDowall and Kim Hunter as Cornelius and Zira. There's Dr. Zaius. The film is so good. I rewatched them all this year, because I went through and watched the new trilogy, which I haven't not seen those films since their initial releases. Those movies are far and away like the best trilogy that has come out in the last 15 years of any series. Those movies just get better and better. I think War for Planet of the Apes is a phenomenal movie that kind of got overshadowed by how fucking good Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is. But yeah, the original Planet of the Apes has that fantastic reveal twist at the end, which was then parodied by Mel Brooks in Spaceballs. It's been parodied by The Simpsons with the Troy McClure song with "Can I Play the Piano Anymore?" Well, certainly. Well, you couldn't before. Dr. Zaius, to the tune of Amadeus. It's just so good. Even the opening, the opening with Taylor and the astronauts on the ship as the other astronauts are getting put into cryosleep, and Taylor's giving his last sort of recorded message, and then he gets into his pod, and then obviously they crash land on the planet, and they find that the female scientist astronaut has sadly died because there was a crack in her cryopod, and then they find out that 3,000 or 3 million years or something in the future, and it's just so damn good. The visuals on it, the makeup on it, the music, the set for Ape City is fantastic. Then you have that "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape," when Taylor reveals that he actually can speak and he's not like the other humans. It's just so damn fucking good. It's probably my favorite film of the 1960s. I absolutely adore Planet of the Apes. So there we go. That is 10 movies from the 1960s that I love, and 3 honorable mentions. Tell me what your favorite 1960s film is in the comments below. If you enjoy this sort of content where I go through different movies, give us a like, give us a subscribe. I'm not really I don't post as much as I used to. I post when I have the chance to, which is why it's taken nearly 2 weeks for me to get this up since I did the last one. Or maybe, about nearly 2 weeks. It's been very hot, as we all know. So standing here, setting up the camera, and then talking for however long it takes me to talk, it's very tiring, especially in this heat. I do have 1950s to come as well. Also, I'm going to do a 1950s science fiction one, and a 1980s sci-fi, and probably a 1970s sci-fi. I also have picked up quite a lot of stuff, which I might do a pickups video of. I probably will do a pickups video. As you can see, I have all the Blu-rays here now, and on here I've got a second shelving unit over there with all the boutique-y stuff on, I've got like half a box of Blu-rays left that I have no idea what to do with. But everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Pedro, or as you know, my name is Pete. This is Pedro's Movie Cavern. Thank you all for watching. As usual, I'm going to give you a salute, throw up the peace sign, and tell you that I am out. Cheers, everyone. Now, I find out that it didn't fucking record.